So I have a friend who recently purchased a Tesla Model S, and he started complaining to me right away, which got me a little bit on the defense, right? I'm always going to defend the Tesla brand first and probably think later. But then, oh yeah, so his problem was that, he just purchased the Model S and then realized that Tesla came up with an upgrade for the autopilot. So, which means that his equipment, just like mine, and probably yours, the viewer, is kind of going to be a little bit outdated, right? Because the new set of autopilot hardware is what's going to take those cars all the way to the autonomous driving, which is a basically fully self-driven car. And just like I said, I thought at first he was kind of a crybaby, but then I started thinking about it, and I think I see his point. Now, let's understand that we are a pretty spoiled community, right? Tesla owners is a pretty spoiled community because our cars are like any other car in the market. They actually get better with time, right? They get faster in some cases. We get better range, we get better user interface, and sometimes new features without having to buy a new car. But at the same time, much like with phones, I think phones is actually a very good analogy here. That hardware will only take you, so far. Yes, your phone or your car will get better, but at some point you're going to have to get another phone or a newer car if you want the newer updates to work with it, right? I mean, this is just a progress of technology. So that is something that I think we should kind of not get used to too much, but at least appreciate for now, right? Now, on another hand, I do have to say that, Tesla comes up with new stuff all the time, right? And they don't really kind of schedule those things out like other companies, car makers, or even, cell phone makers. They kind of start making them, right? And Elon just tweets about it, and that's how we all know. But I think there's a bit of a drawback, and I think some customers may have a point of being a little bit upset. Because, and this is maybe something Tesla can correct. I'm not saying go back to like annual schedule that all the other car makers have, but maybe give people a heads up, right? The same thing happened with body update. People bought a car, and then next month they started making it with a different front end. If I was one of those customers, I probably would also be upset because I would have wanted a newer front end. Now, there are, of course, retrofit kits for that, but that's kind of a separate point. So, I think my friend does have a point. And I hope Tesla will correct this and maybe have some sort of a schedule, if not of precise features, but at least saying, okay, well, you know what, this is our software upgrades. We're going to have them every 3 months. And our hardware upgrades is going to be every 6 months and so forth. So people can make educated decisions on purchasing a Tesla and not be upset when that happens. Just like I said, phones is a cell phones is actually, and maybe even laptops and computers is a very good analogy, because that equipment also goes so far with software upgrades, and we probably should sort of equate those and have kind of the same expectations.